What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about financial diversification, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there, go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs, along with a bunch of other designed t-shirts, hoodies, many of which are raising funds for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today I want to talk about money and financial diversification. I post a lot of videos about silver. My primary focus is on silver, so I will be starting with silver. And then I want to lead into a couple other things that I personally feel like, in my opinion and from my perspective, are worth stacking. Not a financial advisor, so don't take it as financial advice, but here we go. First and foremost, a vast majority of my focus is on silver. More specifically, pure silver coins. Occasionally a larger denomination, maybe like a 5 or a 10 ounce silver bar, but I primarily concern myself with government minted bullion, American eagles, Canadian maple leafs, Australian kangaroos, Chinese pandas. I love coins and I love pure silver. Now I do stack a little bit of junk 90% constitutional silver. Reason for that is because it's pretty much the closest thing we're ever going to have to fractional US silver coins. Even though they're not pure, you could break it down, do the math, if you ever needed to, quote-unquote, make change for an ounce. But I focus mostly on pure silver, and the reason for this, as I've said many times in the past, I believe silver has the most room to grow and perform over time. The way I see it, silver is the opportunity metal, while other metals out there I'd probably classify as something different. But silver, in my opinion and from my perspective, has the most room to grow and perform over time. I see it as dirt cheap right now. I believe there are plenty of gains to be made in terms of stacking. You know, what is it right now? About $17 an ounce? Historically speaking, silver has already seen $30 an ounce, $35 an ounce, $40 an ounce, $45 an ounce. Metaphorically speaking, if it happened yesterday, it can happen again tomorrow. So who's to say that our $17 an ounce silver today won't be worth double, maybe even triple, who knows, possibly even quadruple years from now. So that's why I mostly try to preserve my wealth with silver. You can get it for dirt cheap, and it has the opportunity to absolutely explode. So that's the way I see it. Silver is the opportunity metal, in my opinion. Gold, on the other hand, I wouldn't really refer to it as the opportunity metal. I see it more as the ultimate form of wealth preservation. I do believe gold is pretty much the superior metal between the two. And unfortunately, I don't stack nearly as much gold as I would like. The price is a little bit higher than what I would prefer to convert my dollars into. And truth be told, I don't really even want to convert many of my dollars into gold anyway. I would rather wait until the silver spot price jumps significantly, maybe up to, I don't know, $30, maybe a little bit higher than $30, assuming that the silver to gold ratio gap closes in a little bit, and then I would convert the silver into gold rather than my dollars into gold. However, I still pick up a little piece of fractional gold every now and then just to diversify. But that's the ultimate plan. Silver right now is the vehicle that hopefully, fingers crossed, will take me to gold. That's the plan. I want to stack as much gold as I can, but I don't want to get to gold with my dollars. I want my silver to take me there. And over time, you know, what goes up often comes back down. So if silver were to ever double or triple in value, can we really bet our money on it that it's going to stay all the way up there, or is it going to come back down like it's done in the past? So my strategy is, if and when that were to happen, convert the silver into gold to, number one, reduce the bulk of the stack, reduce the weight, but also to preserve those high silver spot prices. If silver's all the way up here temporarily, why not convert it to gold where it's a little bit more consistent and, the way I see it, a little bit more superior? It's the ultimate form of wealth preservation, in my opinion and from my perspective, not a financial advisor. Now, the third I want to talk about, I'll make this very, very quick because I don't have all that much to say about it, but copper. Now, copper is the metal that gets a little bit of flack. I know that there's a lot of stackers out there that can't stand the fact that I stack a little teeny tiny microscopic bit of copper. You know, how dare I do that? But the way I see it, stacking a little bit of copper, especially when it's free copper, it's almost like wealth preservation on a micro scale. I believe copper is more important, more useful, and more necessary than paper fiat. So whenever I come across a 95% copper penny, I'll hang on to it. I'll throw it in a little jar that I have. Not that I go out of my way looking for it, but, you know, loose change. If I reach into my pocket, there's some pennies in there. I'll look at the dates on there, and if I see that there's any from, you know, the early 80s or the 70s or the 60s, then yeah, absolutely, I'll hang on to it, considering it's 95% copper. But even more so, if you or anybody out there is an electrician or maybe a plumber, there's probably a good chance that you're going to come across some scrap copper, maybe some pipes, maybe some tubing, maybe some copper wire. If you're willing to hang on to it, hey, that's copper. And I know that in order to have a lot of quote-unquote money worth of copper, you're going to have a lot. It takes a lot of copper to actually be sold for a decent amount of dollars. But the way I see it, if you can pick it up for free, it adds up over time. Maybe sell it for some dollars and then take those dollars and put it into silver. That's something you could do with your dollars. And by the way, while we're speaking of dollars, I stack dollar bills as well. I believe in stacking dollar bills, mostly for a potential emergency. You know, the average American out there has less than $500 in savings. I believe 64 or 65% of people out there would not be able to afford a $500 emergency, which I personally see as horrifying. The fact that people have less than $500 to their name if they absolutely needed it. So I do think it's really important to stack those dollar bills. I think it's really important. I know it's really important. I've been caught in situations, you know, Hurricane Sandy, for example. I always talk about Hurricane Sandy. That was a solid 2 weeks of no power, no electricity. You know what that means? We couldn't use our debit cards. It's an electronic payment. Can't make an electronic payment without electricity. Oh, sure, I'll go run to the ATM, grab cash. No, you can't, because that's electronic too. I believe it's really important to have a little bit of cash stored away just in case. Not that I have a whole lot of faith in the dollar bill, but I don't think it's going down anytime soon. Of course, it's depreciating in value every single day, but I personally don't foresee a complete and total collapse of the US dollar, if you know what I mean. So those are 4 ways that I personally believe in diversifying. Of course, there are other ways you can as well. There are other ways that I do as well, but for the sake of today's video, I just want to talk about physical, tangible, hard assets that you have in your house, in your home, in your safe, or wherever, whether it be for emergency purposes, or whether it be for wealth preservation, or whether it be a little physical at-home savings account, or whether it just be a collection. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe for new videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. We talk about all things money, talk a lot about silver, talk a lot about gold, talk a lot about a lot of different things, like different industries that are out there where there's a lot of money being made that have nothing to do with precious metals, even occasionally some sports betting videos. So go check them out. The links will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies which are up for grabs. And if you want to get a different design, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, any and all merch can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But I also want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, what do you do in terms of diversification? Do you believe in diversification, or are you one of those people who would rather put all your eggs in one basket? Me personally, that's not what I'm about. If that's what you're about, tell me what it is, tell me why that is, and if you have any other forms of maybe some precious metals or whatever the case may be, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, and remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.